Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the first session of the 21st Century Sustainability Series, where we're going to be talking about lights on after school. The North Dakota After School Network encourages all out of school time programs, both 21st century and others, to participate in Lights On After School and use this event as a way to amplify your advocacy events. And for those of you that may be familiar, or this is your first time participating in Lights On After School, we have a special guest, Sean Gray with the After School Alliance, who will be sharing about Lights On After School, how you can use that in your advocacy efforts. And then we'll talk about how we can, what we can do in North Dakota to use Lights On After School to amplify your efforts. So I will turn it over to Sean. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's so nice to see you guys. I'm going to share my screen here because I do have a presentation to share. Won't be long. Very colorful, very interactive too. So Lights On 101, just so we get a little background on myself. My name is Sean Gray. I've been with the Alliance for a good part of 22 years. So I've seen like the gamut of Lights On programs, big and small, uh, with popular like celebrities and or like congressional members and not. So it is totally what you make it. I am the event and design senior manager, and I'm also the lights on specialist. So just to get like a background of you guys, I do have like a little Menti here. If you want to like navigate, like use your phone or your computer to go to menti.com and use this code 3552894 and just let me know. I know it's a small group. If you have participated in Lights On, and we're celebrating 25 years this year, so I'm trying to see like where you are, or if you want to just come off mute, since we are just like a small group, you're very welcome to do so, and just let me know if this is your first time, if it's your like third year, or like if you've been celebrating 25 years, like we have. Sweet. So no newbies, which is great. Got like a 5-year, 10-year hosting, which is amazing. Thank you very much for celebrating so many years in a row. Okay, so then this is just a refresher. So Lights On, you know, guys, is a national celebration of after school programs. It helps to shine the light on after school programs that help families, communities, and children nationwide. Annually, we have about 1 million Americans celebrating Lights On at over 8,000 events nationwide. We also have events popping off in like military facilities in Germany and like Japan. So we do have some registrations from overseas too. They celebrate. We're also excited because Usher is going to be our honorary chair for Lights On 2024. Yeah, yeah. So why should you host a Lights On after school event? It's usually to call attention to your program's successes, right? It could be used to show your community leaders and your kids how important the program is to the community. You can engage like the private sector and bring them aboard to like sponsor Lights On after school by bringing pizzas or like food or like tchotchkes to your event. And then in return, you guys build a relationship. And then next year, when you want to do a Lights On again, you can reach out to them again and then talk to them about becoming board members or supporting your program in a different way. It just brings relationships together, kind of like builds a bridge for partnerships and other relationships that you're trying to do. It's also a great way to let your program, the community, know more about the program itself. So it's 3 easy steps to planning a Lights On after school program. It does not have to be daunting at all. First, what you want to do is register your event. You go to our website, After School Alliance, 326.co/register, and just give us well, you'll have to set up an account, right? So usually it's your username, password is super easy, make it after school, link it the name of your program so you remember it from year to year. And then just let us know what you're planning to do. If you don't know what you're planning to do at the time that you're registered, it's totally okay. You have an account, you can give us your information and then let us know your activities like later on once you're done planning. Why should you register? Well, we send you 10 free posters to help promote your event. This year's poster is done by an after school hip hop healthy program in Houston, Texas. It's like a digital arts component to the program that's like an active kind of like dance program. And they won this year. So we'll send you 10 free posters of their artwork. We'll also send you, when you register your email, we'll send you a lot of tips and planning tools, and you'll also be entered into a weekly prize giveaway. We have partnerships with Scholastics, STEMfinity, Right Brain. So we have like a lot of little things to give to programs when they register, or an opportunity to give to programs when they register. You'll also be counted among the 8,000 programs that are registered, so that including the Boys and Girls Clubs, 4-H, After School All-Stars, all of those, and 21st Century, of course. So step 2 is to plan your event. We made it easy for you by providing you guys event ideas and themes. So if you're looking to have like a STEM learning event, we have a ton of activities that you can download from our website for free that you can include in your Lights On After School event. If you want to use your youth to kind of like highlight things of your program, definitely do that. And we have like a youth and leadership tab here that kind of like outlines how to involve youth. So if you want to use them to like introduce your superintendent, or use the youth to introduce your staff because you want to like honor them because they're doing such a wonderful work in the program, like, or just ask them what they would like to do for Lights On. They want to like celebrate, the program's accomplishments or what they've been doing. If they want to like showcase everything that they've been doing, artwork, STEM projects, let them give you ideas and let them be involved as much as possible. Our event planning guide has everything that you need to help plan a successful event. So it definitely depends on what you are looking to get out of your event. If you're trying to reach a message, if you're trying to deliver a message, like who's the best to do that delivering of the message? So if you want to bring up, like I said, a youth, a teacher, your principal, another program director, just to speak about the good things that have been happening in after school programs to the parents or the community that you've invited, that's like a great way to do so. So also think about the needs that you are looking to accomplish, right? So what can you feasibly do with the resources that you have and the time that you have? Don't try and crunch everything within 30 minutes if you have like a program that could last 2 hours. Will you need to find sponsors or donors, or are there partners in your community that you can team up with? Kind of think about everything that you could do for your program. We also have a lot of tools to help answer these questions on our website. It's kind of like a step-by-step. So if you're like in week 6 of planning your Lights On event, there's a guide there that's like, send out your invitations, and here's a sample invitation that you can use. If you want to like host a parade, maybe this is the time to reach out to like the people in your area to get like permits if that's something that you need to do. But definitely take a look at our website to look at these like planning tips and guides that we have ready for you guys to use. So think about when, if you want to do it during the regular school hours, if it's better to do event, if you want parent involvement, it might be better to host your event like after 3 p.m. when parents are more likely to be able to attend the program. Um, and then think about like things that you want to, or where you want to host the event. If it's at the after school program site, if you want to take it to like a field day and do it in the back, in the field that you guys have at your school. If you want to take it indoors and do it at the at a like a library or like the city hall, if you have access to it. It's just a lot of places that you can think about where to host your lights on event. Events can be very easy. So they can be you decorating a light bulb, if you wanted to host a open house, or if you wanted to put on a talent show. A lights on event can definitely be whatever, like I said, fits your time and your resources. So some programs in North Dakota, actually, I have from last year participated in Lights On and sent us like a little description of what's happened. So in the Boys and Girls Club in the Red River Valley in Fargo, students colored in light bulb artwork that they downloaded from our website. And then they mailed them directly to their congressional offices with a note that says, Boys and Girls Club of Red River Valley loves after school. Please support it, and so that when we were talking to congressional members in May for more resources for after school programs, that congressional member can be like, oh yeah, I received um, artwork from this program in Red River Valley, and they love their after school program, maybe, or I attended that Lights On, um, program in Red River Valley, and like I know that these programs are super important to these kids. I should definitely like support after school. Another program in Bismarck called the Theo Art School. They actually held an art gallery to shine the light on after school, and they invited families and friends to view the artwork that was created by the youth. Another elementary school in Northwood invited families to their site for an annual like bingo night, which is super fun. And they had a dinner that was actually sponsored by their local men's club. And they had the fire department come over and talk to them and then join them for bingo. So we have a lot of like super fun photos. I should have included some in this presentation to share from events that are, like I said, big, small, spaghetti dinners, like artwork things. It's really whatever you make it. So I spoke about policymakers. It's super interesting, right? To engage your policymakers, and one way you can do that is by inviting them to your event. We have sample invitations on our website and we have a way for you to actually look for your congressional members' district address. So you don't send it to Washington, D.C., you'll send it to the office in North Dakota and just invite them to your event. Some representatives are available in October and they can definitely come. Some would maybe send the representatives on their behalf, but it's a way to just build more relationships, right? A way to keep them engaged is to ask them to speak or to give them a reward while they're at the event. So in honor of at Lights On After School, I present this award to you because you've been in support of after school programs for so long. We appreciate that. Have them read like a proclamation, or you can present them with the proclamation for Lights On, and we have sample material on our website for that. And then we also have, since this is an election year, a kit that is available on our website that is a way to make sure that you include both candidates in your outreach for Lights On After School. And step 3 is the fun part. We celebrate. This is a time to like take your pictures, get your photos out, and like really make Lights On shine really bright in your community. So after your event on October 24th, take to social media and like use our tools and like present like what you've done during Lights On and or before, like leading up to Lights On. We have a lot of sample tools here for you guys to use. Updated social graphics for 2024. And we'll make sure to put one of those Usher graphics up there as well that says that he's the honorary chair for Lights On 2024. And ways to leverage social media is like posting your videos and photos on your accounts. Again, recognize your staff members if that's something that you guys want to do. Like blast it out to the field and let them know how proud of them you really are. And then share stories of the students and the families that participate in your program every day. Another easy way is to take part in the light bulb challenge. Like if you don't have time, if you're not running directly a program directly, and you still want to take part in Lights On, or if you have people who don't run program, but they still want to participate in Lights On, have them take the Lights On challenge. And it's easy. You take a picture of yourself in the light bulb shape, right? And then you post this to social media. Use some of our tools that we have on the social media page to highlight, Lights On and say, we're taking the challenge and we challenge you, Senator, whomever, to take the Lights On challenge, or superintendent, or, program director, the other site that you guys are running, like get them all involved at the same time. Another way is to also like leverage TikTok, right? And like create a Lights On dance or highlight your event in many other ways that you care to do using social media. Again, I know this is a small group. I usually use these Mentimeters for a larger group just to make sure that I'm delivering what you guys are looking for, but let me know what, and this is a word cloud, so it'll kind of like populate with all of the words that you guys put in here. If you have a moment, please let me know what your biggest takeaway from this webinar was. And if you'd like to share if you've already registered and you'd like to share how you're celebrating Lights On this year, I'd love to hear about it. And don't forget to register if you haven't done that yet. And that's actually it for me. Do you guys have like any questions or comments? And then I'll open the floor up to if you guys want to share anything as well.
So I think myself and I know a couple others are not actual site coordinators. We oversee several sites in our region. Very rural. So I'm trying to come up with something that we could do collectively as a region, or perhaps if there's others in the state that would want to do a similar kind of project program that we could just to make the work easier. All of my sites are at a school, the same school staff work in the after school program, so they don't have a lot of time for planning and that kind of thing. So I'm just trying to ease the burden on them.
The Lights On challenge is like a great way for that. I mean, everyone has access to their phones and usually social media. So if they want to take like a group photo of like everyone in the office at that time and then just post that to social media and say, we're participating in Lights On by taking the Lights On challenge, and then, like I said, like challenge the next site to do the same thing. And then maybe it'll turn into like a whole statewide, like North Dakota Lights On challenge campaign. There are definitely a lot of ways to participate, even if you're not, running a program directly.
And the North Dakota After School Network can help amplify that. So if programs want to do, we've had programs who had youth do the light bulb artwork as part of a project and then send us pictures, and we can, put all those together in a collage and share it with media on social media. That can be a really easy way to participate. The light bulb art, I think, is probably most frequently what programs across the state I've seen participate in. Some other things that we usually get a governor's proclamation. So that has been submitted for this year. So Governor Burgum typically proclaims Lights on After School Day. So we'll use that and we'll share that out with programs. So if you want to use that or share with site coordinators and part of your advocacy efforts, if you want to host an event, an event can be on Lights on After School Day, which is October 24th. But if that date doesn't work, it can also be outside of October 24th as well. And as Sean mentioned, I think one of the beauties of Lights on After School is that it can be as big or as small as you want. But if we're all joining in this effort together, that really amplifies it. We have had programs in the past utilize it as an opportunity to have their family engagement events or to do site visits. So we do the state proclamation, but programs can check with check with your cities. Some mayors will do proclamations, some will do that. So if that's something that you want to do, the inviting policymakers, potential funders, really thinking of how you can use this in advocacy efforts. If you're trying to build community awareness for your programs and build more funders, diversify your funding, that could be a great way to join this effort. And if you want the network support, we are here for that. Something that I'm going to put back on for idea generation is that nationally, usually there's monuments that are lit up and lots of events. We have not had success in identifying anything in North Dakota that we could light up. We don't have a monument, per se that makes sense. So if anybody has any ideas of what the network can help to work on to amplify your events, whether that's, something that's lit up, the world's largest bison or buffalo maybe in Jamestown, or other ideas have been like a light bulb design in a farmer's field, that we could have pictures for. So if anybody has any ideas of something that you would think would be a great way to celebrate or highlight, but maybe you don't have the capacity to do that, share that with the network and we can help to see if we can make that happen.
With the state capitol.
That is something that we are working on right now. Yes.
And if there are like football fields or like, soccer stadiums or whatnot that are around too, feel free to like reach out to them and be like, hey, like celebrate Lights On by just like turning your lights on and saying, this day is for, after school programs. It doesn't have to be, as much. It's great when it's like a monument, right? Because you get like a lot of recognition and press and like a lot of people know about it. But if you need to start small, for sure, like light up the school. It's already lit. It's October 24th. It's like for Lights On. Also, if the school is already doing like a fall festival or something like that, you can like print out light bulbs, set them on the table, and like that's a Lights On after school event. You know what I mean? It really is what you guys have the time and resources for, right?
And if you are wanting to do something and you need assistance with, getting swag or, we have some light up buttons that, we could share out, we could mail out. We also have, I don't have one with me, but we have some like stress ball type things that are in the shape of light bulbs. So if you were at the summit this past July, those were some of the swag items. So we have a lot of those we could mail out to your programs if you want to use that. If there's other ideas of things that you want to do, we really want to help support you to make it happen. And I'll say that Lights On After School is a part of the network's wider advocacy efforts. So, if you share things on social media, please tag us, send me pictures, because we use those then to advocate not only federally for the 21st century programs, but also in our state efforts for advocating for after school. A little save the date is that we are hosting after school day at the Capitol. As legislative session in North Dakota will start in January. And we are hosting after school day at the Capitol on January 23rd. You can watch for more details about that. But typically at that event, we share lots of pictures. We, Lights On After School kind of starts our advocacy campaign in advance of legislative session.
Kristen, I think you should go on North Dakota Today. That
We
TV show.
are, yes. I actually spoke with media this morning, local media, but I think that we are going to be doing a big media push across the state. North Dakota Today would be great because it's statewide.
It's statewide.
Mhm. Yes.
I think you'd be great on there.
Thanks, Jen. Yes. If people, the thing that when we are sharing this is we want to make sure that we're, not only highlighting after school, but also, being really intentional about the power that after school does have, about how it's supporting our families, supporting children across the state, supporting our communities, and youth voice is incredibly important in that. So having pictures, having kids share. One thing that programs have done is not only like color the light bulb art, but also write on there or share something about what after school means to them. You could have do little like recordings, have kids write it out, help them write it out. So in addition to our like media splash, we can assist with like letters to the editor. Those can be really powerful in kind of smaller towns. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, we can absolutely support that as well. I'm going to put in the chat box a link to our advocacy toolkit. So if you, in addition to all of the wonderful resources that you can find on After School Alliance's page, this advocacy toolkit has an overview of like what are some easy things, what are some quick things that we can do for advocacy, how do we share our story, how do we write our message. So this is a toolkit that you can utilize if that is helpful. I know that a lot of you on this call have hosted Lights On After School events before. What kind of things have you done? What have you had success with?
We've had individual sites do things like color the pictures and post on Facebook or do a group picture at their site, but I've never been able to get every site to do something all cohesively. It's been very piecemeal.
For our 6 sites in Dickinson, we have a event that's just at our building because we're in a separate building than the other 6 locations. But we host an event here and we have a Halloween themed party where we have like a haunted room and we have food for the families. We really make it a family night. They have a photo booth opportunity. And then we also have just a booth for the students to color the posters. If they're not going to be attending the Halloween event, we have the posters available at the sites where they can still participate in that portion also.
That's awesome. I love tying it into something that you're already doing and, family nights. That's great.
Makes it really easy.
And make sure that you register your program or your event, no matter how big or small. I'll say that there's a friendly competition amongst states to see who can have the most. So register your site. I'll say North Dakota, we have done great. We have every year since I've been with the network, we have increased the number of events that are registered. So keep registering, and it's a fun, friendly competition.
Yeah, and you get stuff when you register. Don't forget to tell them they get like free posters. And if they need more, they're easy. You guys can easily reach out to me and I can send enough posters.
I just got a big pack of posters. So if you need some more, let me know and I can send them out as well.
I have a question. So being we do it as one group event though, should we be registering each site technically as its own? Because like I
So
said, it's 6 sites, but we host one event.
yeah, so the way that we have it up is like you can register one site and then let us know how many events are taking place in that one site. So if you put in that one overall site and then it's listed under multiple events, if you just put like 6, then we know that like 6 programs are going to be participating in that one site, and we don't need to count that multiple event. If you want them counted individually, then
Extra
register
votes for North Dakota if I put 6.
them.
We did last year. We held an event at Gateway to Science in Bismarck, and some programs who participated in that did register on their own, saying that we're doing these efforts, we're participating in this event, we're sharing our information. Yeah. So Kim, I think you can. Yeah. There's a description
Doing
piece.
something at Gateway again this year, Kristen?
We don't have anything in the works right now for this specific event.
Okay. I really wanted to go last year and it ended up not working out. I want to say because of the snow.
There
I
was a
think that's
blizzard.
in one
Yep.
of the meetings we canceled or postponed.
Yes, there was a blizzard, so always, we're flexible in North Dakota. If there's a blizzard, we can stay. It's part of our life. It's all
It's
good.
what it is, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but if it's too onerous on you to register each individual site, you can send me a list of the sites and I can just put them in there and they'll be counted for.
So if we sent you a list, would you send them the posters too?
Absolutely. I'd register them and then they would automatically get the posters.
And if there's any other communications that the network can send out, if you want specific information to site coordinators or other staff, just let us know. We will be highlighting it in our next newsletter, which will go out the first Thursday of October. But if there's specific information that you want shared, please let me know. We can share that with site coordinators.
I'm curious, is there anybody else that does anything super fun for their Lights On event?
Yeah, so like last year we went to an event in DC where it's like a program for young men of color, and it's like especially like they do artwork, and so they held like a ceremony where they invited like the DC chancellor, and like she came and spoke on behalf of the DC and just like honoring like Lights On and just excited to be at the program itself. And then the students themselves led us on a tour of the program. So they showed us the art that they've been doing and like all of the digital space that they've been working at. Another program that I've been to like this was in 2022 in California, they had like a field day. So they had all of their kids like run out on the field and do individual sports. So cheerleading, tag football, soccer over here. And then they had like, I think they partnered with some of the local businesses in like near them and got like like the blow up trampoline thing. Although I'm a little scared of those now after seeing a couple of movies. But the kids enjoyed it. They had hot dogs and like they actually had like a local artist come in and like sing like amongst the like kids. It was really cute. It was really fun. And then like a lower kind of like not involved, not involved. I don't want to say that. Like a smaller program we've been to, another program in DC. They just had like kind of like come check us out kind of thing where they opened their doors to the community and then just allowed parents and families come and see what they were doing in their after school program. So it was kind of like but it wasn't led by youth. It was led by the program directors, but they were like, yeah, also we have like openings available if you guys are interested in signing up. Like here's a form, like let us know your availability. And if we, it was used to to bring on more participants to the program. So yeah, amazing. That I feel like all of the 20 years, I feel like all of the events are amazing, big and small. Seeing the kids in their atmosphere and doing the things that they love is just like so heartfelt and warming to me. So
Yeah, and I just want to amplify or highlight something that you just said, Sean, and how important it is for policymakers and stakeholders to see, at the state level and even at the federal level, like we can share lots of data and stories, and information about how after school is important and essential. But when they actually visit a program and see what it looks like that is the most impactful.
for sure.
Well, thank you so much, Sean, for joining and sharing about Lights On After School, kind of hopefully sparking some ideas of things that we can do. We really appreciate all the support from After School Alliance.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me. Very, very happy to be here.
And I will send out some communications, send out some links. If anybody wants to brainstorm, we can do that. Just reach out and we're here to support your efforts. If you want us to send any specific communications, we can do that. And then as we kind of build our media events or what we're going to do, our media splash, I'll make sure that everybody gets that communication too.